Brought to you by
youth, elderly, and persons with disabilities. It's time to choose our leaders. Let's show up and participate in the special interest group elections. Starting June through August this year. Your vote, your voice. My vote, my voice. This message is brought to you by the Uganda Electoral Commission.
Another day to bring you what's making headlines. My name is Patricia Lukoma. On this very day, the 22nd of June 2025. Dorothy Namyomba is already with us on sign language. As we kick off, President Yoweri Museveni has reiterated his determination to deal with the rampant animal thefts in rural areas, particularly targeting farmers to the Parish Development Model (PDM). President Museveni was this afternoon responding to questions raised by journalists from Greater Mukono at State Lodge, Nakasero, as part of his wealth creation tour.
President Museveni has addressed journalists from Greater Mukono districts at State Lodge, Nakasero in Kampala. He says with the introduction of cameras, police dogs and electronic number plates, crime should be manageable.
Kubanga zino number plates ze tulina bazikyusakyusa ne badira kubanga tutona engeri gy'omanyamu yensonga twagala kusenguka tugende ku digital kubanga zo ogenda kumanya motoka ki ebadde mu kifo kino sawa ki motoka ki pikipiki ki kubanga byonna biri mu computer ya central system kati wetongeramu ekyo ababbi kati bagenda kuwalizibwa mpozi okukozesa obugaali n'ebigere kutambulira ku bigere kubanga bwetunafuna digito wa pikipiki zonna netufuna digito w'emotoka netumanya nti motoka ki ebadde wano mu kitundu kino saawa eno.
He stressed that a strict coordination between the population and the police should be using telephone communication for emergency situations. The president cautioned residents, however, to tamper not with the scene of crime to enable the police sniffer dogs trace the thieves.
Esimu, embwa, cameras, digital, ababbi tugenda kubamalawo. Mpozi bagenda kusigaza okutambulira ku bugaali oba bigere. But if you rule out the vehicle, you'll have covered a very big ground. Ekyokubiri, abantu bayinza kwekolamu LDU z'omu byalo. Ekiro ne bakuuma ebyalo byabwe ani atambula ekiro. They can have some. If it becomes serious, we shall look at the LDUs.
Museveni also promised to create a special fund for the fishing community, however, explaining that measures are going to be put in place by the government to regulate fishing activities on all water bodies.
Kati okufuna ensawo ey'enjawulo ey'abavubi ekyo kituufu. Abavubi ngenda kubafunira ensawo yaabwe endala. Tugenda kukiteeka mu manifesto ya NRM. Kubanga kituufu nti bo beetaaga ssente zisingawo nakimanyira eri ku mwitanzige mugimanye Lake Albert.
The Minister for ICT and National Guidance, Dr. Chris Baryomunsi, who was asked about the safety of the journalists during the forthcoming campaign period, assured them of protection. He said that government is considering having an engagement between the media and the security to ensure a harmonious working environment.
To harming the journalists who are not part of the riot, but for them they have a duty to cover the event and inform the world, the rest of the public. So there is still that challenge there, but the position of government and the ministry and my position as a minister is that no journalist should be harassed. So even you must know how to cover an event. But sometimes you journalists also, you behave like Facebook. You start taking sides. You say, this government also, you are covering, it's not your duty, but you start saying, you start also, like say people are protesting already, you start behaving like you are part of the rioters.
Now, President Yoweri Museveni has rallied a Greater Mukono sub-region community to support the NRM leaders if they are to do away with poor service delivery and monitoring. Museveni was addressing Greater Mukono region at a public rally in Buyikwe district.
President Yoweri Museveni has concluded Greater Mukono Wealth Creation Tour. The 3 days tour has ended with the Regional Wealth Creation Public Address at St. Cornelius Grounds in Kalagala Sub-County, Buyikwe District.
Emirimu gy'okola baagala omulimu ogwo tugukole. Weebale nnyo, weebalire ddala, Omukama akuwe ky'oyagala.
Museveni oye! Your Excellency, on behalf of the National Organizing Committee, and in the interest of time, we have agreed that the Regional Vice Chairperson for NRM will invite you to deliver your message.
Tewasobola kuleeta entalo wano mu Uganda. Kubanga amagye gammwe mwagazimba abazadde bamwe benali nkola nabo mu myaka y'ekinana n'ensanvu twabateekerawo entobo y'amagye ag'amaanyi.
Museveni, who entered Greater Mukono on Thursday, 19th June 2025, has traversed the districts of Kayunga, Mukono, Buvuma, and Mukono municipality, mainly to assess government wealth creation interventions, including security matters.
There will be no more police bonds.
Era President alagidde teri kuddayo kuwa muntu kusonyibwa kwa poliisi kye bayita police bond ku poliisi omuntu omubbi.
Museveni, however, says a secured community comes alongside an inclusive responsibility and shared goals.
When they come, when you see a scene of crime, don't interfere with it. Don't call people and they start congregating there.
To him, the 3 days have been successful and opens up a new chapter of evaluation, feedback, and popularizing wealth creation.
And also, we are going to talk with the Chief Justice about bail.
With many looking at government as the only provider of jobs, Museveni says it is high time to change this narrative.
Therefore, please, when you are explaining to our people, clarify that jobs come from wealth creation, and wealth creation means agriculture, means jobs, means hotels, means transport companies.
Museveni, however, puts it to Greater Mukono voters as ones who have partly aided poor service delivery in the area through political miscalculations.
I was talking to the people in Mukono. I stopped there in Mukono town. I said, these are Nambozes. What have they helped you?
Kati nabuuza ekibalondesa bano bannambozi babayambye eki?
They don't kubanja, they don't kulondola, babayamba ki?
He therefore wants this area to entrust their vote to only NRM party members, mainly at parliament level, for better representation.
When it comes to elections,
Kati bwe tutuuka mu kiseera ky'okulonda,
elect NRM members of parliament,
mulonde bassebo ne bannyabo bamemba ba paalamenti abeesimbyewo ku tikiti zaffe eza NRM pulezidenti abasaba.
so that they can kubanja n'okulondoola.
The president also addressed land-related concerns within Greater Mukono.
In the 1975 land decree, actually Idi Amin had abolished Mairo, but we thought this was, of course, there was no consultation, no what. We thought it was unfair.
The day ended by receiving converse from the National Unity Platform Party to NRM. Robert Nyango, UBC News.
Now, in a terror attack in an intelligence-led operations, Uganda security agencies have killed a suspected suicide bomber who, according to security forces, was planning to attack Kalerwe market and a church in Kubiri.
Uganda People's Defense Forces spokesperson Major General Felix Kulaije says intelligence was gathered last night indicating that the female suicide bomber was planning to attack Kalerwe market this morning and a church in Kubiri Wandegea. Kulaije stated that the suspected terrorist boarded a board at Busega early this morning. Plainclothes security team began trailing her on a motorbike. Before she could reach Kalerwe market, she was intercepted by security operatives but refused to comply. She then proceeded towards the entrance of Kalerwe market via the Freedom Market route, where security forces gunned her down. The female suicide bomber was carrying a small bag containing an improvised explosive device.
Our intelligence monitoring the movements of this young lady. We had picked intelligence last night that she had the intentions of hitting Kalerwe market. Actually, they were talking of Kalerwe market and the church at Kubiri. Now, when our people followed her, they actually tried to stop her before she reached the market. And instead, she objected, she didn't obey. So as she approached the gate of the market, she was shot. We were able to separate her from the bag, and when the canine came, those are the dogs, they detected that this was actually a bomb in this bag. So now we had to do arrangements of disarming the bag. The bag has been disarmed, as you saw, and we have confirmed indeed it was a bomb.
A security canine was used to detect the device, and the bomb squad successfully neutralized it. During the scuffle, it's alleged a cyclist who plies his business around Kalerwe market sustained a gunshot and was whisked to the hospital. Kulaije urged all Ugandans to remain security conscious, especially in markets and places of worship, which are often targets for terrorist attacks. He also assured the public that security and intelligence services are on high alert and fully capable of thwarting any potential threats.
So, nze mbadde nsaba nti mu kifo ky'okweraliikirira mwesiga ebitongole bikuuma ddembe nti bikola emirimu gyabyo. Golowooza essaawa ono zaagiddeko wano ku makya singa twebase yandibadde takutuukiriza kyayagala kola.
Bongeremu okusuuka kataawo kubanga singa babadde balagajjavu okutegeeza babadde basobola okusaba abantu abasuukawo abannansi ne kyamaanyi nnyo era kiraga ekifaananyi nti bakola.
Crispus Arinitwe, UBC News.
Now, natural disasters, armed conflict, disease outbreak and displacement continue to fuel humanitarian emergencies across the Great Lakes region. But amid the suffering, the International Conference on the Great Lake region is playing a key role in shaping regional responses to this crisis.
catastrophes range from landslides in Uganda and Burundi to armed conflict in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo and mass displacement in South Sudan. Responding to such cross-border crises, including disease outbreak, requires coordination, leadership, and political will.
For example, the pandemics. Take example the Ebola, which Ebola also affects and cuts across the two countries. We have the issue of the COVID, which we had, the malbrain, malaria, and other issues.
Here, the International Conference on the Great Lakes region remains relevant.
In different countries, when you go, including Burundi, they even have the one-stop center where you go. When you get there, you get the services of the lawyer, you get the services of the nurse or doctor, you get the service of the police, you get the services of the hospital, health service. So when you get there, when we say one-stop center, means it's all at one.
Working with national governments, UN agencies, and civil society, ICGLR is strengthening early warning systems, improving border cooperation during mass displacement, and supporting post-crisis recovery.
But we also need to invest on psychosocial counseling, because if you don't counsel them, we will have these people who will be like, they don't appreciate about everyone. They don't appreciate about their life. They feel like they are useless. And when someone feels that is useless, anything can happen at any point in time.
Their regional humanitarian framework promotes rapid, rights-based responses to emergencies. In communities affected by war, ICGLR supports initiatives that address sexual and gender-based violence, trauma healing, and women-led recovery efforts.
We have developed the Regional Action Plan on Women, Peace and Security. And the Regional Action Plan has been cascaded to the national level, where they have developed the National Action Plan on Women, Peace and Security. And this Women, Peace and Security, it makes women to be effectively involved in peace and building process, but again, to be involved in leadership and to become the agent of change.
So, the ICGLR bridges political commitment and humanitarian agency during emergencies with a firm focus on protection, inclusion, and regional solidarity. It is proving that in every crisis lies an opportunity to rebuild better and more equitably.
We are trying to call upon to work closely with the member states and countries to ensure that they continue supporting these people, but again, developing user-friendly policies, legal framework to ensure that they accommodate these people, despite their traumatic issues and the environment that they have, despite of the traumatic challenges that they faced by fleeing their countries and coming to the refugee camps. But also they can feel a little bit cared and loved.
In a disaster-prone region, the ICGLR ensures that response is swift, coordinated, and compassionate, with women leading from the front lines. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Now, the government chief whip, Dennis Hamson Obua, has taken early steps to consolidate support for the national resistance movement in his home constituency of Ajori. The high-level mobilization effort is being seen as a strategic move ahead of the forthcoming general elections.
In a show of unity, strategy and strength, the government chief whip Dennis Samson Obua has returned to Ajuri County with one mission to solidify the NRM's grassroots machinery.
Man to man, woman to woman, youth to youth, veteran to veteran, PWD, PWD, elder, elder.
Obua convened a meeting with all NRM parish leaders, equipping them with the skills for effective mobilization. Locals here say it is the first time such a high-level grassroots engagement has been held in the constituency.
Mobilizing President Museveni.
Our coming together was meant to entrench the support of the NRM, to ensure that we prepare as Team NRM, as leaders elected. It is important that we consolidate the gains and achievements that we have made, such that we prepare to launch the best in terms of galvanizing support from our members to ensure that Team NRM wins in Ajuri, Team NRM wins in Leptong, Team NRM wins in Lango.
Obua pointed out that the NRM's track record on peace and economic empowerment are unmatched.
Why I do not worry is that if NRM consolidates its membership in terms of registration, we can have a massive win. The most important thing is that we should consolidate our members to vote for NRM.
A Leptong District Woman MP, Dorcas Achien, called for unity, emphasizing that the NRM in the district is modeling a new brand of politics built on peace and cooperation among flag bearers.
Because we want to show our supporters we can only be strong, we can only be solid when we are united.
The RDC, Geoffrey Okiswa, warned that security will whip unlawful aspirants.
So for us, we are going to insist as a district security committee that our people play by the laws of the country.
With over 72,000 registered NRM members in the constituency, Obua's early mobilization appears to be laying down a strong foundation. Eddie Ulwa, UBC News.
Some really strong dance there. Now, Moroto District security officials led by Deputy Resident Commissioner Tuko Justin, as some have convened a meeting with the political aspirants for all parties in Moroto District and Municipality. The gathering, held at Boma Grounds in Moroto Municipality, aimed to harmonize the do's and don'ts during the ongoing campaign session. Well, we will be bringing you that story in our 10 o'clock bulletin, better still in our subsequent bulletin. Now, the NRM party flag bearer for Kalerwe County Member of Parliament in Kibuku District, Dr. Wakida Patrick Godfrey, has promised to uplift the lives of the residents of Kalerwe through transformative leadership and development initiatives. It follows his official nomination by the NRM Electoral Commission in the party primary elections.
Following his official nomination by the NRM party electoral chairman, Dr. Wakida Patrick Godfrey, a candidate vying for the Kalerwe County MP seat, is set for NRM party's primaries scheduled for 16th July 2025. Dr. Wakida was warmly welcomed by supporters who gathered to show their solidarity for his campaign at Kadama Playgrounds. He embarked on a community outreach tour, visiting and engaging with residents from the 12 sub-counties.
kasooka edenyiza mu kalulu tawo ku mawulire uli kucha oyubisi atumulawo ku Wakida atumulawo Kabweri atumulawo Kiboko NTV atumula ku Kicho bali batumaite ate anu batumaite.
In Kenkebu sub-county, local residents appealed to Dr. Wakida to address the pressing issues affecting their community.
Ada jukira abantu abera ne president Uganda namugamba ata waferi Kenkebu or other district ya Kibuku eruvi dula kinyamazi ereze facilitations olava dwali ogenda wali bakuwandikira wano kitao engati wali wadedagala nagamba kenda okakirinki wali okoleje ofune singane okita Wakida akole ebyo twandigenze naye
katunonye exchange tulaba abagenda otukolera kati fenga abagwere batujjeko omugga abantu bakyalima mukyere abantu abasinga akasente bakafuna mu mukyere kati babanga sente eno gye tulimu ka business kola babo abasinga balimba mukyere yete yakyogerako
emupiwe tugenda okulonda n'okugamba n'abeesimbyewo mu bifo byonna tulwane tusitule ekitundu kyaffe abaana baffe basome nti alimu omulamwa abantu b'Ekabweri ebimwali mu nsuubira mu byobera ng'omemba wa parliament obuna abeewukirye obuna ebinyekere kuku ninzwawo byobyo n'essuubi egimwambaire mu ng'omemba wa parliament mwaba ogifuna mu Dr. Wakida.
Dr. Wakida later proceeded to Kagumu Stadium for the rally. Dr. Wakida was campaigning under the slogan, "Time to work, let's uplift and change our community," pledged to serve all voters.
In Buganda they sell matoke. In Western Uganda they sell matoke, they sell milk, they sell meat. They have an economy. People here, these people you see here, they don't have a single economy. That is actually one of my motivation to come into this. I have worked for the Russians. I worked for the Americans. I went to Europe and worked. I have settled in Uganda. I have created an economy for people. The biggest challenge here is not that we don't know our problems. Everybody knows that we are poor. The biggest challenge here is the solution for those problems.
Dr. Wakida joined the NRM, ready to serve under its structures.
Saying, Mr. Museveni, NRM government, this community cannot continue to be this poor. You must provide an intervention. PDM is a good gesture, but PDM cannot solve this absolute poverty. We want more, and I will demand for more. I will engage government and demand for more.
Performing, this is my territory. After electing them, 5 years, you cannot find any positive change. So we have come and said, no, we are raising now a new standard, a new breed. We want leadership. We don't want rulers.
Benon Mokwaya, Ivan Juko, UBC News.
Here's your chance to win school fees for your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo. Dial *165 *80 hash. Select option 2 for school pay. Select option 1 to pay school fees. Enter the student number and amount and approve the transaction. You are now entered a draw to win school fees for your child for a whole year.
Uniquely ours. Explore Uganda.
Use orders on your wallet. Bobby, again! What's the drama?
Drama? Colleagues, elections for special interest groups are calling. SIGs, elections, youth, PWDs, elderly. It's time to vote for our leaders, June through August. From village to parish to district to nationals, youth, PWDs, elderly. It's time, go vote your leaders.
No!
FOB! Elections are supposed to be peaceful. Easy vote, okay?
Youth, elderly, and persons with disabilities. It's time to choose our leaders. Let's show up and participate in the special interest group elections. Starting June through August this year. Your vote, your voice. My vote, my voice. This message is brought to you by the Uganda Electoral Commission.
Step into a world of excellence, comfort and pride with Royal Foam Furniture, crafted to perfection right here in Uganda. We bring you state-of-the-art living room furniture and bedding products at affordable prices. Our wide variety of mattresses include orthopedic, pillow top, spring mattresses suitable for institutions like hotels and many others for home comfort. With every piece telling a story of royal excellence, our products are built with the highest quality materials made to last. Experience royalty with Royal Foam Furniture, proudly made in Uganda, so buy Uganda and build Uganda. Visit our showrooms at Ginger Road, Chambogo Junction, Bukota Chisasi Road, and on Victoria Mall, Entebbe, on the first floor.
When you want to relax your body and refresh your mind, welcome to Hotel La Confidential, Aroa's premier destination for luxury and comfort. The only hotel in Aroa City offering a serene atmosphere, breathtaking scenery. Come and discover our exclusive wellness club with packages that include a fully equipped gym, a rejuvenating sauna, steam bath, and a great sky blue swimming pool. For events, our state-of-art conference halls and versatile event spaces are perfect for hosting shows, wedding receptions, birthdays, and more. Come and enjoy our cinema hall and unisex saloon, all designed to meet your entertainment and grooming needs. Bring your family and let your kids splash around in our beautiful kids water park. We are located on Aroa Pakwachi Highway in the heart of Aroa City. Don't wait. Visit us on www.hotelconfidential.com or call us on 0761 688 181.
The second National Symposium on Land Governance in Uganda is here, happening this 27th of June 2025 at the Parliamentary Conference Hall. This year's theme, Securing Women's Agricultural Land Ownership, a Political and Development Imperative. The chief guest will be the Right Honorable Robina Nabanja, the Prime Minister of the Republic of Uganda. The symposium is organized by the Uganda Parliamentarians Land Management Forum in collaboration with the Minister of Lands, Housing and Urban Development, with support from IGAD and development partners. Please note, participation is strictly by invitation. Together, let's advance women's land rights for a more inclusive and sustainable Uganda.
And into the world of business, Uganda Airlines is entering a new phase of growth as government renews commitment to the national carrier. Finance Minister Matia Kashaija, during the reading of the national budget earlier this month, announced that Government will support the airline's recapitalization to unlock Uganda's airlines fleet and network expansion as it positions itself competitively within the Africa's aviation market. Samuel Senono caught up with Uganda Airlines CEO Jennifer Bamotoraki. He has this to tell us.
Uganda Airlines is planning to expand beyond regional operations, shifting toward a mixed fleet model that includes wide-body passenger aircraft and dedicated cargo freighters capable of supporting medium and long-haul routes. According to the airline CEO Jennifer Bamotoraki, the airline has previously received capital injections, but a new round of funding is necessary to match its expansion ambitions.
There were tranches of capitalization to the airline up to a certain point. So we've actually come into that season where we need another form of capitalization, recapitalization. Now this is in line with aircraft. We need new aircraft. If you had the minister, he mentioned, we'll be getting 4 mid-range, 2 wide bodies and 2 cargo freighters as a start.
To meet growing passenger and cargo demand, Uganda Airlines has turned to short and medium-term aircraft leasing. This will allow the national carrier to quickly increase capacity and open new routes while awaiting delivery of new aircraft.
Because as you noticed, our routes are more than the fleet we have. So we are into leasing already. We've leased 1, but we're going to lease another 2 or 3. We're going to also lease a cargo aircraft. The leasing comes in as a bridging gap to support the airline's expansion plans. But that will come with also a consolidation, because at a certain point, you must now consolidate what you have.
The airline is also working to strengthen Entebbe International Airport as a regional transit hub. According to internal data, Uganda Airlines is currently handling around 5,000 connecting passengers each month.
When I look at the traffic that is out of Entebbe, on a monthly, if you have 5,000 passengers leaving Entebbe, 3,000 of them are going, all 5,000 are going via a certain point. With Uganda Airlines coming on board, 3,000 of those will be going on Uganda Airlines and more, because our duty is to stimulate more Ugandans to fly so that we cut journey time.
Beyond regional expansion, the airline is also turning its focus inward. Domestic flights are on the horizon.
Soon we'll be moving into domestic, and that will complete a whole ecosystem. Because if I bring you into the country, then you fly out to the national parks, you will not have to fly to an alternative to see the gorillas. You just have to fly with me, with Uganda Airlines, into the gorilla sanctuaries with Uganda Airlines.
Uganda Airlines has expanded its operations from just 4 weekly flights at launch to 75 weekly departures now, serving 14 cities across Africa. Its recently launched London route, now a month old, is recording steady passenger numbers and strong on-time performance. Samuel Senono, UBC News.
Brought to you by
And into the world of sports, Uganda Olympic Committee has celebrated the 2025 Olympic Day with a call to the youth to embrace the core Olympic values of respect, friendship, and excellence.
Students of Mariam High School have celebrated the annual Olympic Day that in Uganda is usually celebrated on the weekend, either after or before the official day.
We have really learnt a lot, we should say. Much as a school we have sports, but probably we didn't know so much about the Olympic side of the so many games that are involved. And I want to assure you that today has been a day of exposure, a day of learning, a day of relearning. There's so much. I've learned that the Olympics part committee has 34 games, and I want to assure you that we shall be able to participate in some of these.
World over, it is celebrated on June 23rd to commemorate the International Olympic Committee's founding in 1894.
To participate, we have the Youth Olympic Games. It would be an honor to hear that a girl from Mariam High has qualified to participate in the Youth Olympics that will be in Dakar, Senegal next year, 2026. We hear of, or you must be aware of, the Islamic Games. They are also coming on soon. So as Uganda Olympic Committee, we coordinate many of those games. But today we are here to celebrate the Olympic.
The Uganda Olympic Committee demonstrated various disciplines to the students in an event that graced by National Council of Sports Acting Assistant General Secretary Sarah Chelengat. Gymnastics and dance sport were the peak of the lot, but the students also had lessons in archery, badminton, cycling, indoor rowing, lacrosse, rugby, shooting, and volleyball.
Previously, we had the old law of 1964, which used not to promote professional sport. It was purely amateur. And now when we talk about professional sport, we are going to have our athletes. Some of you are going to be professional athletes. And professional athletes earn money.
The exposure was an important step as government under the new sports law is tasking schools to participate in more than 10 sports disciplines.
Government has included this in the law, the reward and recognition scheme. So it is provided for that you have to be recognized and be rewarded by government if you excel in sport. That's why I tell you it's a blessing to Ugandans. We have already started on it as government. As I told you, we have 51 sports disciplines.
Benon Mokwaya, Vincent Wamundu, UBC News.
And lastly, but still in sports, physical education is gaining traction in schools nationwide, with many institutions now prioritizing games and sports in their academic calendars. Now, Gayaza High School recently hosted a vibrant inter-school sports event under the guidance of the National Council of Sports.
As a high school, as young athletes competed in various sports disciplines, including athletics, volleyball, netball, among others. The National Council of Sports, the body responsible for overseeing sports in Uganda, was present, offering technical support and guidance throughout the games.
Government, we are cognizant of sports in schools, and we've enacted a new law, the National Sports Act of 2023, which has deliberately spelled out that in order for us to widen the spread of participation in sports in schools, every school now is required to participate in at least 15 disciplines. That is in the law.
School administrators welcomed the event, aligning it with the objectives of the new curriculum, which emphasizes physical education and holistic development.
20 years of existence. So we thank God for that. One of the events that we thought would help us mark the Sports Day of 120 years in style is to honor the legacy of Miss Ann Cutler, who served Gayaza High School from 1961 to 2001. She was a missionary teacher here who served the school in various capacities, but her greatest impact was felt in the area of games and sports.
The new curriculum gives equal importance to physical education, and these games are an opportunity for students to grow both physically and mentally.
Very successful in whatever career they took on. And so Miss Cutler today, we appreciate her. It wasn't only us, we were towards the beginning, and she's done it for another, I don't know, 30 years. 30 years. So all the girls that went through Gayaza.
Sports in school are not only important for fitness and discipline, but also serve as a key avenue for talent identification. Many local clubs scout for promising players during such events. Benon Mokwaya, Mike Bakabulindi for UBC.
Well, that brings us to the end of News Tonight at 8. My name is Patricia Lukoma Mpango. Dorothy Namiyomba has been with us on sign language. Let's meet again at 10 o'clock.
Buza Kamiso now. Buza Kamiso now.
I am called Apai Fiona. A lot of people know me as Diena Kakua because I am proud of where I come from. I am a journalist who has ventured into business and farming. I own a boutique in Arua town, and also I direct Nyolani Investments Limited. First of all, what is the formula? I mean the formula for assessing small-scale businesses for domestic taxes.
Welcome to this week's session, and the question we have today is from Ms. Apea